Hey, hey, hey! Welcome to Jason is a Social Scientist by Mouth Daily. Pill number 558. Like dear old Michael Finnegan, here we begin again. Dang it, dang it, dang it, dang it, dang it. Double dog, dang it, heck! Hello! Who goes there? Fee, fi, fo, fum. I smell the blood of an Englishman. Be he alive or be he dead, I'll crush his bones to make my bread. Hey, Amy Baca gets me higher than Flocka. Joseph Filosa Jr. Yo, yo. Joe L. Covert. Hello. Good morning to you, James Noah. Hello. Isaac O'Brien. Dang it and dang it and dang it. Hello. This is the house that Jack built. Adam X. Hey, hey, hey. Anna says hi. Audra. Hello. Marisol. Adam Hicks. Yes, I watched Westworld before the show tonight. Dang it and dang it and dang it and dang it. I watched the Westworld shirt. Oh, yes, this is a gift. Dang it and dang it and dang it and dang it. Mitch gave me this shirt. Mitch. Eminem, Jeanette, Michelle. Hello, everyone. Dang it and dang it and dang it and dang it. Who's ready for the 4 hours? Oh, I looked down for a second. Hey, Danny Orozco. Aaron Borak, hugs and nugs, lovely. Mr. Owing is hungry for our pizza. Sunshine Wolf, hello, hello. Vivalva's hi. Veg on the reg. Michelle, oh, I missed you too. Hello, welcome back, welcome back. Dang it and dang it. Oh, I missed all of you. Dang it to heck. Thank you, Carl. How am I tonight? Fairly well. John Pittman's ready for the 4 hour. Ah, good, sir. Rick Rice. Dang it and dang it and dang it and dang it. Michelle. Yay, Bob says good morning. Good morning, Nathan. Nathan is back. Nathan Barabal. Oh, Laura's here. Oh, I bet you say that to all the scientists. Rick Rice is clean as a whistle. Nice. Vag on the rag. All right. Veg on the reg. Veg on the... I know. Me too, Marisol. Me too. I haven't seen... Has he done a show since... Did he do a show today? Dang it and dang it. All right, group shower. Laura's clean as a whistle. All right. All right. Sidwell. Hello. All right. Now we just gotta dang it and dang it and dang it. Oh, shucks, Laura. Oh, shucks. Dang it and dang it. Thanks, John Adams. Thank you. I wish I could take credit for it. It's the sampling demo on the Casio LK175 keyboard. I was sleeping earlier, and then after that I was watching Westworld. Oh, Logan Clark. 50 pills, huh? Dang it. Oh, I don't know if we got you shout out in any of those pills, but we'll get you one right now. Logan Clark, we love you! Logan Clark, we love you! Now we have to engage the echo chamber. All right, go gadget, echo chamber. No, I didn't see the new Deadpool. No. No. No, I didn't see the new Deadpool. No. Oh yeah, we got a Dang the Dang show. Dang it and dang it and dang it and dang it. Personal timeline. Go to acid math. And let's see. Dang it and 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 dang it. Alright, go gadget, echo chamber. In a way, it's like Cloud Atlas, right? Adam knows. Adam knows what the heck's going on here. Hey, Courtney. It's live. Hello. Adam knows what the heck's going on here. Quadruple, dang it to heck. Dang. Alright. It's the Hotel California. It's the Roach Motel. You can check in, but you can't check out. Andrew Batiste, is he here? Oh, sir, we love you. Dang it and dang it. Pound of Popeye. Andrew. Let's everybody give Andrew a great big hug. Dang it and dang it. Let's give a big shout out of love. Uh-oh. The batteries are dying on the keyboard. We'll see. We're not going to make it to the end of the show. Big shout out of love. Uh-oh. The batteries are dying on the keyboard. Andrew Batiste, we love you! Andrew Batiste, oh, we miss you too. Andrew Batiste, we love you! Andrew Batiste, we love you! Andrew Batiste, we love you! Andrew Batiste, Andrew Batiste, Andrew Batiste, Andrew Heart goes out to Courtney too. I didn't see what happened to Courtney. I just know Andrew lost his brother. I don't know how other people feel. I hate the word lost. Andrew's brother died. Dang it and dang it and dang it. Sean Christian's back. Hello. But Andrew has built himself his own family in the Pro Papa fam, which really, but it's kind of merged with my own family here, online family, Dang Nation. We're all just kind of So yeah, we're kind of, I don't know, it's all one big family. Anyway, I don't know. None of us are alone here. Except we're all kind of alone, but we're alone together. Dang it to heck, we're alone together. Unity. We're alone together. Hey, Abby Jones. Dang it, dang it, dang it. Time for some communion. Time for some communion. I like it too. Wouldn't have it any other way. Communion. Dang batteries. At some point, I think I am going to start a GoFundMe. Dang it to heck. Things are really tight right now. More like go fund my wife. I think I'm going to start a GoFundMe. Just so we can keep a roof over our head. And, oh my goodness. Maybe it'll be also a keyboard fund too. Dig it to heck. Oh my goodness. I don't even know. I hate money though, right? And I don't want to ask for it. Dig it to heck. Oh my goodness. But I might do it anyway. Dang it to heck. But I also want to keep doing the show from here and stuff. So I love you guys too. Dang it to heck! Oh my goodness. But I also want to keep doing the show from here. Love you guys. But one thing that makes me hesitate, among other things, is because it's embarrassing to be in a position where you need to ask for something. But also is part of what I really like about this show is that it's free. And I don't want people to feel to be important part of the show or something, I don't know. I just don't want to twist, money out of people. I know for me, even when I was working, and even when I was making decent money, I still lived paycheck to paycheck, no matter how much money I made. It just seemed like with money, I was always just like a sieve. The faster you pour it in the top, the faster it comes out the bottom. No matter, you can just keep pouring. And so just no matter. Oh, anyway. I'm not reading what anybody's saying because I can't look at this right now. Dang it to heck. Oh. Dang it and dang it. I burnt myself. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, you can see. It's burning the resin off the screen, and a big glob of resin dropped onto my finger. I just have to make it through. I just until the disability determination gets made, right? And then I think if I get on disability, the show will be sustainable, but my life will be sustainable. But right now, it just things are so tight right now. And then I think if I get on disability, the show will be They went live in 60s communities. I didn't even know they had Facebook Live back in the 60s. Thank you. Dang it to heck. Cena Regina Mulvaney Evelyn gave it to me. I lost my friggin' Earth. Where is that? Ugh. Oh. I forgot that fell last night. Dang it to oh my gosh. No fireplace. Wait. Yay, Jeanette. Live, not live. Gotcha. Hey, Susan. Thanks, Kelly. Oh, I just feel like, and I'm gonna, it's alright, right. My keyboard is dead. The batteries are, like, every time I turn it on now, it lasts a little bit shorter. You could play a song on the record. My keyboard is dead. Batteries are cheap. Every time I turn it on, it lasts a little bit shorter. You could play a song on the record. Oh, thank God. Thanks, Audra. I don't know how you can know that, Audra. You can't know that, though. I don't know how you can know that, Audra. You can't know that, though. You want me to sing? I don't know what's wrong with it. I have a spare. I think it just needs a new one. I think we just need a new one. So drugs. That's a good idea. Good idea, Sean. All right, I'll sing. I have a spare. I think it just needs a new one. This is the songs that we sing at Solidarity Sing Along at the Capitol. Every Monday through Friday from noon to 1 p.m. First one, we shall overcome. We shall overcome. We shall overcome. We shall overcome someday. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe we shall overcome someday. We'll walk hand in hand. We'll walk hand in hand. We'll walk hand in hand someday. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe we shall overcome someday. We're not. Let's go to the next one. This land is your land. This land is my land. From Lake Geneva to the Madeline Island. From the rolling prairies to our lovely dairies. Wisconsin was made for you and me. As I was walking a ribbon of highway, I saw above me an endless skyway. I saw below me a golden valley. This land was made for you and me. This land is your land, this land is my land. From Lake Geneva to the Madeline Island. From the rolling prairies to our lovely dairies. Wisconsin was made for you and me. The sun came shining as I was strolling, the wheat fields waving and the dust clouds rolling. As the fog was lifting, a voice was chanting, this land was made for you and me. This land is your land, this land is my land. From Lake Geneva to the Madeline Island. From the rolling prairies to our lovely dairies. Wisconsin was made for you and me. All right. One more song and then I'll tell the premise of the show. I like this one. There once was a Union maid. She never was afraid of goons and ginks and company finks and the deputy sheriffs who... No, never mind. All right. What's the show about? The premise is deceptively simple. I take my HIV medication live on the Book of Face each day in front of friends, family, and strangers. I do so in order to embrace stigma, dispel ignorance, and find support. After 558 pills, 558 shows, a number of bells, whistles, and bows have risen up and around and about the show. You remember what 24 is? What is 24? And find support. After 558 pills, 558 shows. What you gonna do with a Weasley governor? You remember what 24 is? I don't know. Yeah, after 558 pills, after 558 shows, a number of bells, whistles, and bows. The bells, bows, and the people that come back night after night and give me the most valuable resource. Their time. To me, that's the most significant thing that's risen up and around and about the show. Lots of them have Scott Walker in them, though. I don't know. Come back night after night and give me the most valuable resource. Their time. To me, that's the most significant. The community, therein lies the support that I was looking for. But a number of bells, whistles, and bows have risen up and around and about the show. Ding dong bell, avoid she now. Hell, I mean, heck, The show has it all. I like to say that it is Cloud Atlas and that it incorporates at least 600 years of entertainment with Edward R. Murrow's radio broadcasts on record and cylinders played in a 19th century Edison home phonograph, along with a nursery rhyme book from my childhood containing woodcut illustrations from the 15th century. It is, in a sense, also The Matrix. In a previous iteration of the show, I created something I call the Rainbow Tunnel, in which I harnessed the power of Grayskull and the Eye of Thundera, funneling them through a series of warp nacelles, creating a static warp bubble and a subsequent singularity, punching a hole through the fourth wall, across the multiverse, and into the source. The show now takes place in an echo chamber created by me that serves as a way station between our reality and the source. I don't expect lay people to fully understand, as this is advanced social science. Yeah, so the show is also like an old-timey variety show, Carol Burnett style, mixed with a merry melody of Looney Tunes and a measure of Mork and Mindy, a dash of Mr. Ed, and two doses of Alice in Wonderland, a helping of Hee-Haw, heaps of Benny Hill, a hint of the Highlander, tons of the Twilight Zone, a tincture of Teen Wolf, an ounce of Oz, a cup of Creep Show and Castaway, a quart of Quantum Leap, and a gallon of Gilligan's Island. It's a 4-hour show and a 4-hour tour. Piles of Pee-wee's Playhouse, a pinch of Peter Pan, and a pound of Popeye. I am what I am. A whole block of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood and a ration of the Rocky Horror Picture Show. I'm just a sweet transvestite from transsexual Transylvania. Ha ha. Come up to the lab. See what's on the slab. I can see you shiver with anticipation. Touch me. I wanna be dirty. Thrill me, chill me, fulfill me. Creature of the night. An undone Benjamin Button, a corny ear of Dumbo, a college try of I Spy, a couple raw strokes of Bob Ross, a spoonful of Mary Poppins, the full Monty Python, finally lump in Rick and Morty with a liter of I Love Lucy in the Sky with diamonds, and wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, you've got the show. Everything is out of place and out of time here, including and especially me. Alice will always be pregnant. Harambe will always be ready for high fives. The first and the second coming will always be risen, with the Obamas getting blowjobs from the Woodies, the Supermen, and their boners will always be spinsters and sempstresses, working the sweatshop. The twin towers always stand, but Lady Liberty, you will have their MTV. Pigs will fly, disco and dance will reign like men did in the days of old. I write nightly the future history of anachronism for your future children and your elderly grandparents. May they enjoy it now and time immemorial. If I'd have people take only one thing away from this show, it'd be the knowledge that HIV is preventable. If you're HIV negative, there's a once-a-day pill you can take. They call it PrEP, pre-exposure protocol. The pill is Truvada, and if you're HIV negative, you take it once a day, and it works like a highly effective chemical condom. It prevents HIV. But if you're already HIV positive like me, treatment is prevention. By taking my medication every day and maintaining an undetectable viral load, it makes it so I'm not contagious. U equals U. Undetectable equals untransmissible. You could fuck me bareback all day long and never catch HIV from me. It's a brave new world. The future is now, and it's 1969. Free love. U equals U. Undetectable equals untransmissible. You could fuck me bareback all day long and never catch Scott. Dr. Scott. I just know you're supposed to throw Scott toilet tissue. Madison, Wisconsin. Dr. Scott. I just know you're supposed to throw Scott toilet tissue. The donut song. All right, let's do it. I love you too, Andrew. All right, time for a donut song. The donut song. Requested by Andrew here. All right, here we go. I love you too, Andrew. All right, time for a donut song. Ow. Requested by Andrew here. All right, here we go. Dang dang it, dang it. A hoagie. Let's call it a hoagie. Forrest has never seen the donut song? How can that be? A hoagie. Let's call it a hoagie. Forrest has never seen the donut song? How can that be? Watch the donut, not the hole. Walk the streets and you have no cares when you walk the lines and not the squares. When you go through life like you're 6 years old, watch the donut, not the hole. Walk the streets and you have no cares when you walk the lines and not the squares. When you go through life like you're 6 years old, watch the donut, not the hole. And to behold, my friend the little sparrow, close enough to see. Written on the rainbow is this philosophy. Makes more sense when I have the lower echo chamber built up. I have the donut here, but alright, here we go. Just hold. Watch the donut, not the hole. Woo! Woo! Makes more sense now. Dang it to heck. Echo chamber built up. I have the donut here, but alright, here we go. Watch the donut, not the hole. Dang it the heck. Dang it the heck. Woo! Woo! Then not the squares when you go through life like you're 6 years old. Watch the donut, not the hole. Watch the donut, not the hole. Woo! Walk the streets and you have no cares when you walk the lines and not the squares. Go through life like you're 6 years old. Watch the donut, not the hole. Watch. And letters made of gold. And you have no cares when you walk the lines and not the square. Go through life like you're 6 years old. Watch the donut, not the hole. Not the hole. And you have no cares when you walk the lines and not the square. Go through life like you're 6 years old. Watch the donut, not the hole. Dang it all the heck. So how is everyone? Where's the... Have a little more communion here. Stasia, thank you. Justin Keenan, welcome. Have a little more communion here. I'll settle. I don't know any of this. I don't know what that means exactly, but Let's see.
Thank you. Justin Keenan, welcome.
All right.
I'll settle any of the. I mean, exactly, but let's see.
All right. You're gonna be all right, Sean. You're gonna be okay. All right. Bang it and dang it and bang, dang, dang. Hammer. Screw. Nail. Oh, John, it's good to see you. Ed Plant was wondering what the show is about. Dang. Hammer. Screw. Nail. Pound. Construction noise. People often wonder what the show is about. Ed Plant. The premise is deceptively simple. I take my HIV medication live on the Book of Face each day in front of friends, family, and strangers. I do so in order to embrace stigma, dispel ignorance, and find support. After 558 pills, after 558 shows, the number of bells, whistles, and bows have risen up and around and about the show. The bells, bows, and other people, the people that come back night after night and give me the most valuable resource, their time. To me, that's the most significant thing that's risen up and around and about the show, the community. Therein lies the support that I was looking for. But a number of bells, whistles, and bows have risen up and around and about the show. Ding dong bell, boy do she now hell. I mean, heck, this show has it all. Construction noises, indeed, Shane. And hammer, screw, nail, pound. Ding dong bell, boy do she now hell. I mean, heck, this show has it all. Construction noises, indeed, Shane. I like to say the show is Cloud Atlas in that it incorporates at least 600 years of entertainment, with Edward R. Murrow's radio broadcasts on record and cylinders played on the 19th century Edison home phonograph, along with the nursery rhyme book from my childhood containing woodcut illustrations from the 15th century. It is, in a sense, also The Matrix. In a previous iteration of the show, I created something I called the Rainbow Tunnel, in which I harnessed the power of Grayskull and the Eye of Thundera, funneling them through a series of warp nacelles, creating a static warp bubble and a subsequent singularity, punching a hole through the fourth wall, across the multiverse, and into the source. The show now takes place in an echo chamber, created by me, that serves as a way station between our reality and the source. I don't expect lay people to fully understand, as this is advanced social science. Yeah, so the show's also like an old-timey variety show, Carol Burnett style, mixed with a merry melody of Looney Tunes and a measure of Mork and Mindy, a dash of Mr. Ed, and two doses of Alice in Wonderland, a helping of Hee-Haw, heaps of Benny Hill, a hint of the Highlander, tons of the Twilight Zone, a tincture of Teen Wolf, an ounce of Oz, a couple of Creep Show and Castaway, a quart of Quantum Leap, and a gallon of Gilligan's Island. Is a 4-hour show and a 4-hour tour. Piles of Pee-wee's Playhouse, a pinch of Peter Pan, and a pound of Popeye. I am what I am. A whole block of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood and a ration of the Rocky Horror Picture Show. I'm just a sweet transvestite from transsexual Transylvania. Ha ha. Come up to the lab. See what's on the slab. I can see you shiver with anticipation. Touch me. I want to be dirty. Thrill me, chill me, fulfill me. Creature of the night. An undone Benjamin Button, a corny ear of Dumbo, a college tribe I spy, a couple of raw strokes of Bob Ross, a spoonful of Mary Poppins, and the full Monty Python. Finally lump in Rick and Morty with a leader of I Love Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds, and wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. You've got the show. Everything is out of place and out of time here, including and especially me. Alice will always be pregnant. Harambe will always be ready for her high fives. The first and the second coming will always be risen with the Obamas getting blowjobs from the Woodies. The Supermen and their boners will always be spinsters and sumpstresses working the sweatshop. The twin towers will always stand with Lady Liberty. You will have their MTV. Pigs will fly. Disco and dance will reign like men did in the days of old. I write nightly the future history of anachronism for your future children and your elderly grandparents. May they enjoy it now and time immemorial.
anachronism for your future children and your elderly grandparents. May they enjoy it now and time immemorial.
If I'd have people take only one thing away from this show, it'd be the knowledge that HIV is preventable. If you're HIV negative, there's a once-a-day pill you can take. They call it PrEP, pre-exposure protocol.
Take only one thing away from this show.
The pill is Truvada, and if you're HIV negative, you take it once a day, and it works like a highly effective chemical condom. It prevents HIV. But if you're already HIV positive like me, treatment is prevention. By taking my medication every day and maintaining an undetectable viral load, it makes it so I'm not contagious. U equals U. Undetectable equals untransmissible. You could fuck me bareback all day long and never catch HIV for me. It's a brave new world. The future is now, and it's 1969.
U equals U. Undetectable equals untransmissible. You could fuck me bareback all day long and never catch HIV for me. It's a brave new world. The future is now.
Free love.
1969. Free love.
It is. Dang it, and dang it, and dang it.
It is.
Thank you, Susan. The donut song makes more sense when I have this all put together. A little bit more sense. Not much. Alright, let's see. Oh.
Donut song makes more sense when I have this all put together. A little bit more sense. Alright, let's see.
And the batteries are. I gotta see if I have enough batteries to change them. The song's not even staying on now.
The batteries are. I gotta see if I have enough batteries to change them.
Let's see.
They're staying on now.
Dang it to heck. Where's my trolley? Where's my trolley?
Dang it to heck. Where's my trolley? Where's my trolley?
Ooh, isn't something fun. Auditor. Dang it to heck.
Isn't something fun.
That's crazy, Audra. Oh my gosh. That is crazy. Crazy, Audra. Oh my gosh. I gotta look to see if. That is crazy. Oh my goodness. It's gonna be my fault that all these innocent people go to jail now. Dang it to heck. Oh my goodness. All right. It's gonna be my fault that all these innocent people go to jail now. Dang it to heck. All right, Joanne Wilson. All right. Go Gadget mini fireplace. All right, Joanne Wilson. Go Gadget mini fireplace. If I leave quickly, internet goes down. I don't know what that means. Stay then, stay. Keep the internet up. Hey Nathan. Got a pearl necklace on. Yo yo. Hey Nathan. Hey Neely Rose. Got a pearl necklace on. Yo yo. I'm just I was teasing Audra. I know. I know. I'm sorry to distract you, though. That's what I'm saying. The keyboard's broken. I gotta see if, and so the batteries are dead on it. Sorry to distract you, though. That's what I'm saying. We're almost dead. I'll try one more time. It's like the last song. Broken. I gotta see if, and so the batteries are dead on it.
Dang it to heck!
I could probably do that in the old one. I don't know how to do that, though. Dang it to heck.
I could probably do that in the old one.
Eminem, come to my house and do it. Recycled. They're recycled. Hey, Rams Killer.
Recycled. They're recycled.
Beastie Boys. Hey there, Amy. I don't know. This one, I don't know what's wrong with it exactly. I don't know if it's the power cord just doesn't work. It stopped working. The other one, it fell with the power cord in it several times, and enough to jostle it, so like the power cord just doesn't make the connection anymore. This one is different. I don't know. It seems sketchier even. That's what she said. That's what she said. That's what he said. That's what they all say. I didn't, Amy. I didn't. It's right down here, though. I haven't. No, I don't think I've. Is Andrew still here? I should show him. It's right down here, though. Not high enough, man. Not high enough. Amy got me this hat. It came yesterday. I don't know. I'm fairly well. Amy got me this hat. It came yesterday. Let's see. I'm going to dance and then a story. A dance and then a story. Oh, I love being watched by you, Astasia. I'm going to dance and then a story. Wendy. Dance and then a story. Oh, I love being watched by you, Astasia. Wendy. After this song, I'll explain it to you, Wendy. Just a breathless moment now, the violin will sound, and hold you close, and this is how I'll dance you into my heart. I'll dance you up, I'll dance you down, we'll dance the night away. I'll dance you to the end of time and to the brink of day. I'll see you standing there with the star fall in your hair, and I'll ask you if you care to go waltzing with me in the air.
step into a magic spell and leave the earth below. All gets you to feeling well, and this is and never let you go.
Wendy Vanderwen Weaver, we love you. Wendy Vanderwen Weaver, we love you. Wendy Vanderwen Weaver, Wendy Vanderwen Weaver, Wendy Vanderwen Weaver, we love you. Wendy Vanderwen Weaver, Wendy Vanderwen Weaver, we love you. Wendy Wendy, welcome to Jason is a Social Scientist by My Mouth Daily, pill number 558. You may be wondering what the show is about. I think you actively wondered aloud what the show is about. People often wonder what the show is about. The premise is deceptively simple. I take my HIV medication live on the Book of Face each day in front of friends, family, and strangers. Good to see you again, Shiana. Thank you, Tracy. I take my HIV medication live on the Book of Face each day in front of friends, family, and strangers. I do so in order to embrace stigma, dispel ignorance, and find support. After 558 pills, 558 shows, a number of bells, whistles, and bows have risen up and around and about the show. The bells, bows, and other people, the people that come back night after night and give me their most valuable resource, their time. To me, that's the most significant thing that's risen up and around and about the show. The community. Therein lies the support that I was looking for. But a number of bells, whistles, and bows have risen up and around and about the show. Ding dong bell. Boy does she now. Hell, I mean heck, this show has it all. I like to say that it is Cloud Atlas and that it incorporates at least 600 years of entertainment. With Edward R. Murrow's radio broadcast on record and cylinders played on a 19th century Edison home phonograph, along with the nursery rhyme book from my childhood containing woodcut illustrations from the 15th century. It is, in a sense, also The Matrix. In a previous iteration of the show, I created something I call the Rainbow Tunnel, in which I harnessed the power of Grayskull and the Eye of Thundera, funneling them through a series of warp nacelles, creating a static warp bubble and a subsequent singularity, punching a hole through the fourth wall, across the multiverse, and into the source. The show now takes place in an echo chamber, created by me, that serves as a way station between our reality and the source. I don't expect lay people to fully understand, as this is advanced social science. Yeah, so the show's also like an old-timey variety show. Masters of the Universe, Man-at-Arms, She-Ra, Skeletor.
social science. Yeah, so the
The show's also like an old-timey variety show, Carol Burnett style, mixed with a merry melody of Looney Tunes and a measure of Mork and Mindy, a dash of Mr. Ed, and two doses of Alice in Wonderland, a helping of Hee Haw, heaps of Benny Hill, a hint of the Highlander, tons of the Twilight Zone, a tincture of Teen Wolf, ow, 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 an ounce of Oz, a cup of Creep Show and Cast Away, a quart of Quantum Leap and a gallon of Gilligan's Island. It's a 4-hour show and a 4-hour tour. Piles of Pee-wee's Players, a pinch of Peter Pan, and a pound of Popeye. I am what I am, a whole block of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, and a ration of the Rocky Horror Picture Show. I'm just a sweet transvestite from transsexual Transylvania. Ha ha. Come up to the lab, see what's on the slab. I can see you shiver with Antissa.
Come up to the lab. See what's on the slab.
Patient. Touch me. I wanna be dirty. Thrill me, chill me, fulfill me. Creature of the night. An undone Benjamin Button. A corny ear of Dumbo. A college tribe I spy. Couple raw strokes of Bob Ross, a spoonful of Mary Poppins, and the full Monty Python. Finally lump in Rick and Morty with a liter of I Love Lucy in the Sky with diamonds, and wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. You've got the show. Everything is out of place and out of time here, including and especially me. Alice will always be pregnant. Harambe will always be ready for a Rye Five. The first and the second coming will always be risen with the Obamas getting blowjobs from the Woodies. The Supermen and their boners will always be spinsters and sumptuouses working the sweatshop. The twin towers will always stand with Lady Liberty. You will have their MTV. Pigs will fly. Disco and dance will reign like men did in the days of old. I write nightly the future history of anachronism for your future children and your elderly grandparents. May they enjoy it now and time immemorial. If I'd have people take only one thing away from this show, it would be the knowledge that HIV is preventable. If you're HIV negative, there's a once-a-day pill you can take. They call it PrEP, pre-exposure protocol. The pill is Truvada, and if you're HIV negative, you take it once a day, and it works like a highly effective chemical condom. It prevents HIV. But if you're already HIV positive like me, treatment is prevention. By taking my medication every day and maintaining an undetectable viral load, it makes it so I'm not contagious. U equals U. Undetectable equals untransmissible. You could fuck me bareback all day long and never catch HIV from me. It's a brave new world. The future is now, and it's 1969. Free love.
Untransmissible. You could fuck me bareback all day long and never catch HIV from me. It's a brave new world. The future is now, and it's 1969. Free love.
Eat a little coleslaw here.
Eat a little coleslaw here.
People kept asking me what the show is about, and I don't know. I think
People kept asking me what the show is about. And
it started off. There was a seed to it, like.
It started off. There was a seed to it, like.
The first part, where it's deceptively simple. Well, part of it's been unchanged since the beginning, right? So.
The first part, where it's deceptively simple. Well,
I take my HIV. The premise of the show is that at the beginning I committed to take my HIV medication live every time I take it until I don't need to take it anymore.
I committed to take my HIV medication live every time I take it until I don't need to take it anymore.
And there's like 3 prongs for that, right? You know, like I don't know if I verbalized it. I didn't verbalize it in the first show, but embracing stigma, dispelling ignorance, and finding support were kind of all implicit reasons why I was doing it. Implicit reasons why I was doing it. And then just like all the different collectibles and stuff, like, I just try to incorporate a little bit of all my favorite things in it. And then just like all the different collectibles and stuff, like, I just try to incorporate a little bit of all my favorite things in it. And the bells, whistles, and bows are just all like just like the different things that we do with the show just to fill time. And the bells, whistles, and bows are just all like the different things that we do with the show just to fill time. The bells, bows, and other people are you. And so people kept asking me what the show is about, and I would try to put it into words, and I think so like a kind of a base developed, and then when I started writing, once I was saying it over and over again, I'm like, well, I'll write it down. I'm writing it. The act of writing it down, I just like kind of made it cohesive and cohese. Is it cohese? Is that a word? Write it down. I'm writing it. The act of writing it down. I don't think that's a word. Kind of made it cohesive and cohese. That's not a word. I don't think. Increase its cohesiveness. Andrew's heading out. I love you, Andrew. We all do, man. We all do. Dang it, 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 dang it. Oh, driving. Yes, drive safe, drive safe. I don't know, interestingly, the last bit of the show where it's like, if I'd have people take only one thing away from the show, that was the last bit I added too. Like, the last bit of the show where it's like, if I'd have people take only one thing. When I thought, like, that was the last bit I added too. Like, I didn't want to like beat people over the head with education, but I also want the education slipped in there. I guess I didn't want to like beat people over the head. The ignorance I wanted to dispel is. What I would have wanted to know when I was still HIV negative. The ignorance I wanted to spell is, and also like to decrease stigma too, and so because knowledge decreases fear, and fear is like the hardest stigma, right? I don't know. So because knowledge decreases fear. But I don't want to make it too obvious. Like I want people to wonder what the show is about and like come out and ask questions. I don't want to be like, come learn something. Come over here. I'm Jason A. Poindexter. Come learn something. See you. Juan Salas. Jason A. Poindexter. Welcome to Jason is a Social Scientist. By Mouth Daily. pill number 558.
The social scientist.
The people often wonder what the show is about, Juan. Thanks, Nathan. The premise is deceptively simple. I take my HIV medication live on the Book of Face each day in front of friends, family, and strangers. I do so in order to embrace stigma, dispel ignorance, and find support. After 558 pills, after 558 shows, a number of bells, whistles, and bows have risen up and around and about the show. The bells, bows, and the people that come back night after night and give me the most valuable resource, their time. To me, that's the most significant thing that's risen up and around and about the show. The community. Therein lies the support that I was looking for. But a number of bells, whistles, and bows have risen up and around and about the show. Ding dong bell, embroidered sheet, now, hell, I mean, heck, this show has it all. I like to say that it is Cloud Atlas and that it incorporates at least 600 years of entertainment, with Edward R. Murrow's radio broadcast on record and cylinders played on a 19th century Edison home phonograph, along with the nursery rhyme book from my childhood containing woodcut illustrations from the 15th century. It is, in a sense, also The Matrix. In a previous iteration of this show, I created something I call the Rainbow Tunnel, in which I harnessed the power of Grayskull and the Eye of Thundera, funneling them through a series of warped nacelles, creating a static warp bubble and a subsequent singularity, punching a hole through the fourth wall, across the multiverse, and into the source. The show now takes place in an echo chamber, created by me, that serves as a way station between our reality and the source. I don't expect lay people to fully understand, as this is advanced social science. Yeah, so the show is also like an old-timey variety show. Carol Burnett style, mixed with a merry melody of Looney Tunes and a measure of Mork and Mindy, a dash of Mr. Ed, and two doses of Alice in Wonderland, a helping of Hee-Haw, heaps of Benny Hill, a hint of the Highlander, tons of the Twilight Zone, a tincture of Teen Wolf, ow, 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 an ounce of Oz, a cup of Creep Show and Castaway, a quart of Quantum Leap and a gallon of Gilligan's Island. It's a 4-hour show and a 4-hour tour, piles of Pee-wee's Play, it's a pinch of Peter Pan and a pound of Popeye. I am what I am, a whole block of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood and a ration of the Rocky Horror Picture Show. I'm just a sweet transvestite from transsexual Transylvania. Ha ha. Come up to the lab, see what's on the slab. I can see you shiver with anticipation. Come up to the lab, see what's on the slab. I can see you shiver. Touch me, I wanna be dirty. Thrill me, chill me, fulfill me. Creature of the night. An undone Benjamin Button, a corny ear of Dumbo, a college Troy, I spy, a couple raw strokes of Bob Ross, a spoonful of Mary Poppins and the full Monty Python, finally lumping Rick and Morty with the leader of I Love Lucy in the sky with diamonds and wham bam, thank you ma'am, you got the show. Everything is out of place and out of time here, including and especially me. Alice will always be pregnant. Harambe will always be ready for a ride. Five's the first and the second coming will always be risen with the Obamas getting blowjobs from the Woodies, the Supermen, and their boners will always be spinsters and sumptuouses. Working the sweatshop, the twin towers will always stand with Lady Liberty. You will have their MTV. Pigs will fly. Disco and dance will reign like men did in the days of old. I write nightly the future history of anachronism for your future children and your elderly grandparents. May they enjoy it now and time immemorial. If I'd have people take only one thing away from this show, it'd be the knowledge that HIV is preventable. If you're HIV negative, there's a once-a-day pill you can take. They call it PrEP, pre-exposure protocol. The pill is Truvada, and if you're HIV negative, you take it once a day, and it works like a highly effective chemical condom. It prevents HIV. But if you're already HIV positive like me, treatment is prevention. By taking my medication every day and maintaining an undetectable viral load, it makes it so I'm not contagious. U equals U. Undetectable equals untransmissible. You could fuck me bareback all day long and never catch HIV from me. It's a brave new world. The future is now, and it's 1969. Free love. Thanks, Juan. It's a brave new world. The future is now, and it's 1969. Free love. Thanks, Juan. Time for a story. We'll read Daisy Head Maisie, my favorite Dr. Seuss book. Ding it, ding it, ding it, ding it, ding it. We'll read Daisy Head Maisie, my favorite Dr. Seuss book. Ding, 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 ding. It hits the ceiling when I'm standing on the stools. Dang it to heck. Hits the ceiling. Thank you, White King. Thank you, White King. I can't wait to start now. Dang it to heck. Works better on the ground or on the floor. It's hard to believe such a thing could be true, and I hope such a thing never happens to you. But it happened, they say, to poor Maisie McGrew, and it happened like this. And I hope such a thing never happens to you. She was sitting one day at her desk in her school in her usual way, when she felt a small twitch on the top of her head. So Maisie looked up, and she almost dropped dead. Something peculiar was going on there. A daisy was sprouting right out of her hair. And she almost dropped dead. Something peculiar was going on there. Behind her was sitting young Herman Butch Strudel. This looks like a daisy up here on her noodle. It doesn't make sense. Why it couldn't be so? A daisy's no place for a noodle to grow. Then up spoke another boy, Einstein von Tass, the brightest young man in the whole of the class. It's a very odd place to be sprouting a daisy, but nevertheless one is growing on Maisie. Hey, look it! Cried Butch. Right here in this room. Daisy Head Maisie. She's bursting in bloom. Miss Sneecher, the teacher, came rushing out quick. Such nonsense! Some child here is playing a trick. Which one of you boys stuck that thing in her hair? You know that a daisy could never grow there. But teacher, said Butch, I saw the thing rise right out of her head with my very own eyes. Just give it a yank if you think I tell lies. But Miss Sneecher had heard quite enough of this talk. Maisie, hold still. Let me get at that stalk. Ouch! Hollered Maisie. Quit yanking, Butch said. You're giving her pains. I'll bet that those roots go way down in her brains. The kids in the class started shouting like crazy. Daisy Head! Daisy Head! Daisy Head Maisie! Children, be quiet! Good grief and alas! Miss Sneecher was shocked by the noise in her class. I've taught in this room 20 years, maybe more. But I've never seen anything like this before. I'll have to report it. You'll just have to come to the principal's office and show Mr. Grum. Now the principal, good Mr. Gregory Grum, was a very wise man, just as smart as they come. He knew more than anyone else in this nation about long division and multiplication. He knew all the answers, why oceans are deep, why skies are so high, and why mountains are steep. He should have the answer to this thing on Maisie. My word, he declared, it's a genuine daisy. I've seen them quite often in fields growing wild, but never before on the head of a child. Now, what in the world ever made this thing sprout? I have no idea, but I'm going to find out. We all love each other here, Shiana. That's good. Very good point, Tracy. Very good point. It says, daisies grow on the land. They grow between rocks. They grow also in sand. It mentions right here they grow in a pot. Don't mention the head of a girl. It does not. Daisies, it says, sometimes grow in Alaska. Also Missouri, Rhode Island, Nebraska. They grow in Japan and in Spain and Peru and India, France, and in Idaho too. They grow in South Boston and also in Rome. But why should they grow on this little girl's dome? Say, look it, said Maisie. It's wilting, it's drooping. How wonderful, Maisie. It soon will be dead. You'll be rid of this daisy. In just a few minutes our troubles will pass, declared Mr. Grum. Take her back to class. Then the principal saw a most terrible sight. The daisy was dying, and that was all right. But the daisy was part of poor Maisie McGrew, and Maisie was starting to wilt away too. Teacher, said Grubb, you know what I think? They're both going to die. Hurry, bring them a drink. That Daisy, that girl's the worst problem in town. You take her away and you make her lie down. You lock her up tight in that room down the hall. There are quite a few numbers that I've got to call. Get Maisie's parents on the end of the line. I need them here quickly while there's still time. On the phone, Maisie's mom asks, what's all the fuss? And, goodness to Betsy, I'll catch the next bus. A call to the shoe store reached Mr. McGrew. He answered while holding a customer's shoe. Yes, this is. Oh, no, I really must go. A doctor should see her, the principal said, and an expert on plaids like the one on her head. So he called Dr. Eisenbart, who said, what a trick. My stethoscope's packed. I'll be there in a tick. Wait, Doc, said his patient. I'll come along, too. My brother's a vet, and he knows this McGrew. When he heard, Finch the florist grabbed for his shears. I'll be there just as soon as my truck can shift gears. Meanwhile, poor Maisie lay down on a couch. The daisy slumped down on its leaves in a slouch. But the window was open because it was warm, and the sweet-smelling daisy attracted a swarm of bees. Buzz. Bees, bees! The faster she ran, the faster they flew, so Maisie kept running. What else could she do? She attempted to hide behind Officer Thatcher, who cupped out his hat like a bumblebee catcher. The bees took his hat. Thatcher said, I'm no fool, and ran after Maisie back to the school. Principal Grum didn't know what to do. It's worse, cried Miss Teacher. Much worse than we feared. The Daisy and Maisie have both disappeared. Behind her came charging Mr. McGrew, chased by a customer chasing his shoe. Finch the florist, Dr. Eisenbart too, Dr. Eisenbart's patient, and Mrs. McGrew. Then, through the window, with Officer Thatcher, who slammed the pane shut so the bees couldn't catch her, jumped Maisie McGrew to the floor in a splatter, with the daisy still there, except taller and fatter. My poor little daughter, the daisy, it's true. I'm going to faint, cried Mrs. McGrew.
Tut, tut, cried the florist. There's no need for tears. Just because there's a daisy between her two ears, I'll snip it right off with my pruning shears.
She's my patient. Don't touch her. You must stand apart. We have to have room, said Dr. Eisenbart. I think that Maisie and her plant could help me get a research grant. Hey, Laura. Then the door opened wide, and the mayor stepped inside. At meetings and greetings, there was none to compare. He was best at long speeches chock full of hot air. I promise, my friends, that if I'm re-elected, this Daisy and Maisie will be disconnected. The laws of our fathers is simple and sound. Daisies belong and should stay in the ground. The rest are illegal, will bar them from town. Are we frozen? From the back came a voice, sometimes loud, sometimes slick, of a wheeler and dealer who knew every trick. There's no echo. What the hecko? There's no echo. Go Gadget Echo Chamber. From the back came a voice, sometimes loud, sometimes slick, of a wheeler and dealer who knew every trick. Still stuck. Dang it, and double dog, dang it, heck.
Do you know where the lime is? Oh, wait. Oh, no, it's not there. go to AAA.
Go Go Gadget Echo Chamber. From the back came a voice, sometimes loud, sometimes slick, of a wheeler and dealer who knew every trick.
I'm Finagle the agent. You've heard of me, I'm sure. I represent young what's-his-name and others now in tour. But Maisie, you're so special. Please let me shake your hand. Your talent is a wondrous thing in all the land. Please let me shake your hand.
Daisy had Maisie spelled out in bright light. We'll draw kids in the day and parents at night. Daisy had Maisie, you've got quite an act. Just stick with me, kid, and sign this contract. Your flower needs to sign too. Good night, Kelly. Her mother said, Maisie, don't be a fool. And the principal begged her not to leave school, but Maisie didn't stop to blink. She signed her name in think-proof ink. And the Daisy signed too. Daisy had fever, was gripping the nation. It had quickly become a worldwide sensation. Daisy had burgers, and Daisy had drinks, and Daisy had stockings, and Daisy had sinks. Daisy had buttons, and Daisy had bows. Maisie was famous, the star of her shows. Fame had knocked on Maisie's door. Now she had it all and more. Piles of money stacked in tens. But what is money without friends? A dream had led her far astray. That was the price she had to pay. Maisie McGrew ran night and day, nowhere to go, nowhere to stay, because she was sure that everyone must have written her off in total disgust. Over and over again in her head, these are the words that poor Maisie said. I can never go home. Nobody loves me. Nobody loves me. Nobody loves me. Nobody loved her? Poor Maisie McGrew. It's hard to believe such a thing could be true. And maybe that's why, then, this Daisy above, when Maisie below began talking about love. Well, you know about daisies. When love is in doubt, the job of a daisy is to try to find out. They love her. They love her not. They love her. They love her not. Don't worry, Maisie. They love you. They love me. Well, that's how it all happened. The thing went away, and Maisie McGrew is quite happy today, back at her studies and doing just great in all of her subjects in room number 8. And concerning that Daisy, you know that it never grew out of the top of her head again ever. Well, it practically never popped up there again, excepting occasionally, just now and then. Ting! You too, Blake. And after all, I'm getting used to it. Yay. We love you, Blake. We love you. I'm getting used to it. We love you. Thanks, Audra. Leftover McFlurry. I don't like it. It's M&M one. Leftover McFlurry. I don't like it. It's M&M one. What machine works? For one, it's in the freezer and it's hard as a rock. For one, it's in the freezer and it's hard as a rock. Oh, I can feel my mood spiraling down again. Dang it to heck. Oh, I can feel my mood spiraling down again. Dang it to heck. Did I miss something? Did I miss something?
I need, is there an orange? Excuse me.
Oh. Dang it to heck. I think you're reading into things, Lisa Jean. Marie. I think you're reading into things. Things are right. I think you're reading into things, Lisa Jean. Marie. I think you're reading into things, Lisa Jean. You're reading into things, Lisa Jean. Yeah, I'll be right back. Pepperoni calzone sounds nice. Alright, short intermission.
Dang it, the heck.
Fine, we'll get new words of the day. Should we get 2 words? Let's do 2. Flicked it hard enough. Alright, 2 new words of the day.
Should we get 2 words?
Here they come, here they come. Oh, we got 3 words.
2 new words of the day. Here they come.
Alas,
We got 3 words.
I see, alas. I see.
Alas. I see, alas. I see.
I tried to see, but alas, my eyes had been plucked out.
I tried to see, but alas, my eyes have been plucked out.
Who wouldn't? Who wouldn't?
Who wouldn't? Who wouldn't?
Hello, Blake. Hello. Alas, but you see, Lincoln Hardware words, the words of the day yesterday. They may have been Lincoln Hard may be better, but alas, you see, that is in the past. And now today, alas, and see it the words.
Lincoln Hard may be better, but alas, you see, that is in the past. Now today, alas, and see it the words.
Ding, dang, ding, ding, ding. Dang, dang. You can fill in the blank. Courtney is the 3rd word. Alas, you see, Courtney is... What? Courtney.
You can fill in the blank. Courtney is the 3rd word. Alas, you see, Courtney is... What? Courtney.
You think so? You think so? Dang it and dang it and dang it. I want a snack of some kind. How about we read one of these short stories? Here we go. This is what I want to do. Okay.
Oh, we're reading one of these short stories. Here we go. That's what I want to do. Okay.
This is Life and Death in the Charity Ward. Life and Death in the Charity Ward. A story by Charles Bukowski. The most beautiful woman in town and other stories.
Death in the charity ward.
The ambulance was full,
Charity ward.
but they found me a place on top, and away we went. I had been vomiting blood from the mouth in large quantities, and I was worried that I might vomit upon the people below me.
Ambulance was full.
We rode along, listening to the siren. It sounded far off. It sounded as if the sound weren't coming from our ambulance.
Blood to the mouth.
We were on the way to the county hospital, all of us, the poor. the charity cases. There was something different wrong with all of us, and many of us would not be coming back. The one thing we had in common was that we were all poor, and we didn't have much of a chance. We were packed in there. I never realized that an ambulance could hold so many people. Good Lord, oh good Lord, I heard the voice of a black woman below me. I never thought this would happen to me. I never thought nothing like this would, Lord. I didn't feel that way about it. I had been playing with death for some time. I can't say we were the best of friends, but we were well acquainted. He had moved a little close, a little fast on me that night. There had been warnings, pains like swords stuck in my stomach, but I had ignored them. I had thought I was a tough guy, and pain to me was just like bad luck. I ignored it. I just poured whiskey on top of the pain and went about my business. My business was getting drunk. The whiskey had done it. I should have stayed on the wine. Blood that comes from the inside is not the bright red color that comes, say, from a cut on the finger. The blood from the inside is a dark purple, almost black, and it stinks. It stinks worse than shit. All that life-giving fluid, it smelled worse than a beer shit. I felt another vomiting spasm coming on. It was the same feeling as throwing up food, and when the blood came out, one felt better, but it was only illusion. Each mouthful, one brought one closer to Papa Death. Oh, good Lord. I never thought. The blood came up. I held it in my mouth. I didn't know what to do. Up there on the upper tier, I would have wetted my friends down quite good. I held the blood in my mouth, trying to think about what to do. The ambulance turned a corner, and blood began to dribble out of the corners of my mouth, while a man had to maintain decencies even while he was dying. I got myself together, closed my eyes, and swallowed my blood back down. I was sickened, but I had solved the problem. I only hoped we got someplace soon where I could let the next one go. Really, there wasn't any thought of dying. Only the thoughts I had was, 1, this is a terrible inconvenience. I am no longer in control of what is happening. They narrowed down your choices and pushed you around. The ambulance got there, and I was on the table, and they were asking me questions. What was my religion? Where was I born? Did I owe the county any money from earlier trips to their hospital? When was I born? Parents alive? Married? All that, you know. They talk to a man as if he had all his faculties. They don't even pretend that you are dying. And they are hardly in a hurry. It does have a calming effect, but that's not their reason. They're simply bored, and they don't care whether you die, fly, or fart. No, they'd rather you didn't fart. Then I was on an elevator, and the door opened into what appeared to be a dark cellar. I was rolled out. They placed me on a bed and left. An orderly appeared out of nowhere and gave me a small white pill. Take this, he said. I swallowed the pill, and he handed me a glass of water, and then he vanished. It was the kindest thing that had happened to me in some time. I leaned back and noticed my surroundings. There were 8 or 10 beds, all occupied by male Americans. We each had a tin bucket of water and a glass on the nightstand. The sheets seemed clean. It was very dark in there and cold, much the feeling of an apartment house cellar. There was one small light bulb, unshaded. Next to me was a huge man. He was old, in his mid-50s, but he was huge, although much of that hugeness was fat. He did give off the feeling of much strength. He was strapped down in his bed. He stared straight up and spoke to the ceiling. And he was such a nice boy, such a clean boy. He needed the job. He said he needed the job, and I said, I like your looks, boy. We need a good fry cook, a good, honest fry cook. And I can tell an honest face, boy. I can tell character. You work with me and my wife, and you got a job here for life, boy. And he said, all right, sir. Just like that. And he said it, and he looked happy about getting that job. And I said, Martha, we got us a good boy here, a nice clean-cut boy. He ain't gonna tap the till like the rest of those dirty sons of bitches. Well, I went out and got a good buy on chickens. A real good buy on chickens. Martha can do more things with the chicken. She's got that magic touch with chicken. Colonel Sanders can't touch her with a 90-foot pole. I went out and bought 20 chickens for that weekend. We're going to have a good weekend, a chicken special. 20 chickens I went out and got. We're gonna put Colonel Sanders out of business. A good weekend like that, you can pull $200, clear profit. That boy even helped us pluck and cut those chickens. He did it on his own time. Martha and I didn't have no children. I was really taking a liking to that boy. While Martha fixed the chicken in the back, she got us all that chicken ready. We had chicken, 19 different ways. We had chicken coming out of our assholes. All the boy had to do was cook up the other stuff like burgers and steak and so forth. The chicken was set. And by God, we had a big weekend, Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday. The boy was a good worker, and pleasant, too. He was nice to be around. He made these funny jokes. He called me Colonel Sanders, and I called him Son. Colonel Sanders and Son, that's what we were. When we closed Saturday night, we were all tired but happy. Every damn bit of chicken was gone. The place had been packed, people waiting on seats. Never saw anything like it. I locked the door and we got out a fifth of good whiskey. We sat there tired and happy, having a few drinks. The boy washed all the dishes, swept the floor. He said, "All right, Colonel Sanders, when do I report tomorrow?" He smiled. I told him 6:30 a.m. and he got his cap and left. "That's a hell of a nice boy, Martha," I said. And then when I walked over the till to count the profits, the till was empty. That's right, I said the till was empty. And the cigar box with the other 2 days' profits, he found that too. Such a clean-cut boy, I don't understand it. I said he could have a job for life. That's what I told him. 20 chickens. Martha really knows her chickens. And that boy, that dirty chicken shit, he ran off with all that damn money. That boy. Then he screamed. I've heard a great many people scream, but I've never heard anybody scream like that. He rose up against his straps and screamed. It looked as if those straps were going to break. The whole bed rattled. The wall roared the scream back at us. The man was in total agony. It wasn't a short scream. It was a long one, and it went on, and then he stopped. We 8 or 10 male Americans, ill, stretched in our beds, enjoyed the silence. Then he began talking again. He was such a nice boy. I liked his looks. I told him he could have a job for life. He made these funny jokes. He was nice to be around. I went out and got those 20 chickens. 20 chickens. On a good weekend, you can clear 200. We had 20 chickens. The boy called me Colonel Sanders. I leaned out of bed and vomited out a mouthful of blood. The next nurse came along and helped me out, came out and got me and helped me on a rolling platform. I was still vomiting out blood and was quite weak. She rolled me on the elevator. The technician got behind his machine. They poked a point in my belly and told me to stand there. I felt very weak. I'm too weak to stand up, I said. Just stand there, said the technician. I don't think I can, I said. Hold still. I felt myself slowly beginning to fall over backwards. I'm falling, I said. Don't fall, he said. Hold still, said the nurse. I fell over backwards. Felt as if I were made of rubber. There was no feeling when I hit the floor. Felt very light. I probably was. Oh, God damn it, said the technician. The nurse helped me up and stood me up against the machine with this point jamming into my stomach. I can't stand, I said. I think I'm dying. I can't stand up. I'm sorry, but I can't stand up. Stand still, said the technician. Just stand there. Stand still, said the nurse. I could feel myself falling. I fell over backwards. I'm sorry, I said. God damn you, the technician screamed. You made me waste 2 films. Those goddamn films cost money. I'm sorry, I said. Take him out of here, said the technician. The nurse helped me up and put me back on the roller. The humming nurse rolled me back to the elevator, humming. They did take me out of that cellar and put me in a large room, a very large room. There were about 40 people dying in there. The wires to the buttons had been cut, and the large wooden doors, thick wooden doors coated with slabs of tin on both sides, closed us away from the nurses and the doctors. They'd put up the sides up around my bed, and I was asked to use the bedpan. But I didn't like the bedpan, especially to vomit blood into, and far less to shit into. If a man ever invents a comfortable and usable bedpan, he will be hated by doctors and nurses for eternity and beyond. I kept having a desire to shit, but not much luck. Of course, all I was getting was milk, and the stomach was ripped open, so I couldn't very well send too much down to the asshole. One nurse had offered me some tough roast beef with half-cooked carrots and half mashed potatoes. I refused. I knew they just wanted another empty bed. Anyhow, there was still this desire to shit. Strange, it was my second or third night in there. I was very weak. I managed to unattach one side and get out of bed. I made it to the crapper and sat there, strained and sat there and strained, and I got nothing. Nothing, just a little whirlpool of blood. Then a merry-go-round started in my head, and I leaned against the wall with one hand and vomited up a mouthful of blood. I flushed the toilet and walked out. I walked halfway to my bed and another mouthful came up. I fell, then on the floor I vomited up another mouthful of blood. I didn't know there was so much blood inside of people. I let go another mouthful. You son of a bitch, an old man hollered at me from his bed. Shut up so we can get some sleep. Sorry, comrade, I said, and then I was unconscious. The nurse was angry. You bastard, she said. I told you not to take down the sides of your bed. You fucking creeps sure make my night a drag. Your pussy stinks, I told her. You belong in a Tijuana whorehouse. She lifted my head and slapped me across the left side of my face and then backhanded me across the right. Take that back, she said. Take that back. Florence Nightingale, I said, I love you. She put my head back down and walked out of the room. She was a lady of true spirit and fire. I like that. I rolled over into my own blood, getting my smock wet. That'd teach her. Florence Nightingale came back with another female sadist, and they put me in a chair and slid the chair across the room toward my bed. Too much goddamn noise, said the old man. He was right. They got me back into bed, and Florence put the bedside back up. Son of a bitch, she said. Stay in there now, or next time I'm gonna lay on you. Suck me off, I said. Suck me off before you leave. She leaned over the railing and looked into my face. I have a very tragic face. It attracts some women. Her eyes were wide and passionate and looked into mine. I pulled the sheet down and pulled up my smock. She spit in my face, then walked out. Then the head nurse was there. Mr. Bukowski said, we can't let you have any blood. You don't have any blood credit. She smiled. She was letting me know that they were going to let me die. All right, I said. Do you want to see the priest? What for? We have on your admissions card that you're a Catholic. I just put that down. Why? I used to be. You put down no religion, people always ask a lot of questions. We have you down as a Catholic, Mr. Bukowski. Listen, it's hard for me to talk. I'm dying. All right. I'm a Catholic. Have it your way. We can't let you have any blood, Mr. Bukowski. Listen, my father works for the county. I think they have a blood program. LA County Museum. Mr. Henry Bukowski. He hates me. We'll check it out. There was something about papers going down while I was upstairs. I didn't see a doctor until the 4th day, and they had found my father, who had hated me. Was a good guy who had a job and who had a drunken, dying son without a job, and the good guy had given blood to the blood program, so they hooked up a bottle and poured it to me. 13 pints of blood and 13 pints of glucose without stop. They ran out of places to stick the needle. I awakened once, and the priest was standing over me. Father, I said, please go away. I can die without this. You want me to leave, my son? Yes, Father. Have you lost faith? Yes, I've lost faith. Once a Catholic, always a Catholic, my son. Bullshit, Father. An old man in the next bed said, Father, I'll talk to you. You talk to me, Father. The priest went over there. I waited to die. You know goddamn well I didn't die then, or I wouldn't be telling you this now. They moved me into a room with a black guy and a white guy. The white guy kept getting fresh roses every day. He raised roses, which he sold to florists. He wasn't raising any roses right then. The black guy had busted open like me. The white guy had a bad heart, a very bad heart. We lay around and the white guy talked about breeding roses and raising roses and how he could sure use a cigarette. My God, how he needed a cigarette. I'd stopped vomiting blood. Now I was just shitting blood. I felt like I had made it. I just emptied a pint of blood and they had taken the needle out. I'll get you some smokes, Harry. God, thanks, Hank. I got to bed. Give me some money. Henry gave me some change. If he smokes, he'll die, said Charlie. Charlie was the black guy. Bullshit, Charlie. A couple of smokes never hurt anybody. I walked out of the room and down the hall. There was a cigarette machine in the waiting lobby. I got a pack and walked back. Then Charlie and Harry and I lay there smoking cigarettes. That was morning. About noon, the doctor came by and put a machine on Harry. The machine spit and farted and roared. You've been smoking, haven't you? The doctor asked Harry. No, doctor. Honest, I haven't been smoking. Which one of you guys bought him these smokes? Charlie looked at the ceiling. I looked at the ceiling. You smoke another cigarette and you're dead, said the doctor. He took the machine and walked out. As soon as he left, I took the pack out from on the window. Let me have one, said Harry. You heard what the doctor said, Charlie. Yeah, I said, exhaling a sheath of beautiful blue smoke. You heard what the doctor said. You smoke another cigarette and you're dead. I'd rather die happy than live in misery, said Harry. I can't be responsible for your death, Harry. I said, I'm going to pass these cigarettes to Charlie, and if he wants to give you one, he can. I passed them over to Charlie, who had the center bed. All right, Charlie, said Harry, let's have them. I can't do it, Harry. I can't kill you, Harry. Charlie passed the cigarettes back to me. Come on, Hank, let me have a smoke. No, Harry. Please, I beg you, man. Just one smoke, just one. Oh, for Christ's sake. I threw him the whole pack. His hand trembled as he took one out. I don't have any matches. Who's got matches? Oh, for Christ's sake, I said. I threw him the matches. They came in and hooked me to another bottle. Oh, 10 minutes later, my father arrived. Vicky was with him. So drunk she could hardly stand. Lover, she said. Lover boy. She staggered up against the edge of the bed. I looked at the old man. You son of a bitch, I said. You didn't have to bring her up here drunk. Lover boy, don't you want to see me, huh? Huh, lover boy? I warned you not to get involved with a woman like that. She's broke, you bastard. You bought her whiskey, got her drunk, and brought her up here. I told you she was no good, Henry. I told you she was a bad woman. Don't you love me anymore, lover boy? Get out of here now, I told the old man. No, I want you to see the kind of woman you have. I know what kind of woman I have. Now get her out of here now, or so help me, I'm going to pull this needle out of my arm and whip your ass. The old man moved her out. I fell back on the pillow. She's a looker, said Harry. I know, I said, I know. I stopped shitting blood, and I was giving a list of what to eat, and I was told that the first drink would kill me. They had also told me that I would die without an operation. I had a terrible argument with a female Japanese doctor about operation and death. I said no operation, and she walked out, shaking her ass at me in anger. Harry was still alive when I left, nursing his cigarettes. I walked along in the sunlight to see how it felt. It felt all right. The traffic went by. The sidewalk was as sidewalks had always been. I was wondering whether to take the bus or to try to phone somebody to come and get me. I walked into this place to phone. I sat down and had a smoke. The bartender walked up and I ordered a bottle of beer. What's new, he asked. Nothing much, I said. He walked off. I poured the beer into a glass, and I looked at the glass a while, and I emptied half of it. Somebody put a coin in the jukebox, and we had some music. Life looked a little better. I finished that glass, poured another, wondered if my pecker would ever stand up again. I looked around the bar, no women. I did the best next thing. I picked up the glass and drained it. The end. Chicken butt. Chicken butt. Hey, Teresa. Tina. Guess what, chicken butt? Oh, Tina Salinas, happy birthday.
Hey, Teresa. Tina. Guess what, chicken butt?
Let's see how much. Let's see if we get a shout out of this. The batteries are almost dead. Tina Salinas, happy birthday! It's not Laura's birthday. Don't believe her. Time for some communion, and then I'll read you a happy birthday book. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Dang it and dang it and double dog dang it. Heck. Communion. Dang it. Driving in our dreams. Sorry that she died. Dang it and dang it and dang it. Oh. I don't know. What are you doing, Eva? Madrano. Eva. Welcome. Dang it and dang it. What are you doing? Eva. Welcome. What are you doing? Dang it and dang it and dang it and dang it, dang it, dang it. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. By Dina. Like some secret pink. Dang it, and 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 dang it. You guys, do you see my blister? Guys, do you see my blister? That's a pretty good idea. I know. Pretty good idea. I think a hot resin dripped on my. A drip of hot resin. I was burning the screen. I was like, shh. And the resin, there was so much resin on the screen, it dripped off and. Drip of hot resin. I was burning the screen. There was so much resin on the screen, it dripped off and. Oh, that's sweet, Audra. Dang it, dang it. Maybe we can read, Tina, since you're still here, I got a book for you I can read to you here. Dang it, dang it, dang it, dang it, dang it. Oh, I brought it up here already. Dang it. Happy birthday to you. By Dr. Seuss. I wish we could do what they do in Katru. They sure know how to say happy birthday to you. In Katrue every year, on the day you were born, they start the day right in the bright early morn, when the birthday honker hikes high up Mount Zorn and lets loose a big blast on the big birthday horn. And the voice of the horn calls out loud as it plays, "Wake up, for today is your day of all days." Then the moment the horn's happy honk is heard, comes a fluttering flap, and then comes the bird. Did I show you guys my owie? Happy birthday to you. Take it to heck. All right. All right. The great birthday bird, and so far as I know, Katrue is the only place that birthday birds grow. This bird has a brain. He's most beautifully brained, with the brainiest bird brain that's ever been trained. He was trained by the most splendid club in this nation, the Katrue Happy Birthday Association. And whether your name is Pete, Polly, or Paul, when your birthday comes round, he's in charge of it all. Whether your name is Nate, Nellie, or Ned, he knows your address and he heads for your bed. You hear a soft swoosh in the brightening sky. You're not all awake, but you open one eye. Then over the housetops and trees of Katrue, you see that bird coming to you. Just to you. You hear a soft swoosh in the brightening sky. You're not all awake, but you open one eye. Then over the house... That bird pops right in. You are up on your feet. Dang it, and double dog, dang it to heck. Seems to be frozen. This one too. What do we do? How to find how do you do? Dang it, dang it. We're frozen, all up in our beds. Dang it, and double dog, dang it to heck. I'm gonna go check